Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. I'm up here representing the movement, y'all. Up here representing a movement started by this brother right here, YahJew. I really should have made this smaller so I could put it up high, but yeah, I'm up here representing a movement to restore Africa. So this is our leader. He's done a lot of great works, which we're letting the people know about, shining the light on the sacrifice that he's made to restore Africa and bring peace to the rest of the nations as well. He's laid his life aside for it. He's made the sacrifice of Christ to do this. So, yeah, we're looking to get in contact with the brother Ibrahim. There's a lot of beautiful energy about how one second. But yeah, y'all feel free to request up about what our movement is about.
Peace.
What's up, Scooby?
Nah, I was listening. You okay?
Yeah, I'm doing well. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I was listening, and I'm really interested in the your movement about Ibrahim Traoré. I've really been following him now almost like 7 months. And I think what he's doing in Burkina Faso and the liberation he's spreading in Africa to be released from colonial powers, I'm hoping it get infectious and come over here too.
Yes, sir.
I think it's going to be a lot of pushback because of our culture and because of the colonialization that we've been through for 400 some odd years. It's going to be a lot of pickaninnies, going to be a lot of Sambos that are going to knock it. But I'm just thrilled that someone as young as yourself is even thinking about that. So yeah, I'm really interested in that movement. That's why I came up to have to converse with you about it.
All right. Yeah, brother. Well, this is really I'm really representing what YahJew is doing, because we haven't been able to reach Ibrahim yet. But he has started a government from the bottom up. So we're working to get our government known by all the other nations, starting our own nation. Because we're not from no. Well, we're born in America. We're born in the Caribbean. We're born, but we want to restore Africa. And we want it to be one Africa. So of course, like Abraham. So we're shedding light on this government and the things that this government has been doing, like judging the Roman Catholic Church, judging the religious organizations.
Oh, so now that makes sense. So you're part of YahJew's movement, and Danny and them the only two I know. I also know YahJew from Clubhouse. So okay, now that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. How's Danny doing? How's YahJew doing? Everybody good?
Yeah, everybody's well. Yeah.
So I know they had a petition out against Rome. And was I think it's interesting. The Pope just died, and I was looking at that procession. And they're wearing them black hoodies like they just the Ku Klux Klan. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because a lot of people think y'all crazy, but I feel what y'all doing. I feel what y'all saying. You're trying to separate yourself from the Catholic religion, in our religion for that matter. And I'm real cool with Danny. I spoke to YahJew a couple of times, but yeah, I think that's cool. Are you guys actually what? Well, I guess what I should ask, what means are you using to try to contact or get in touch with Ibrahim? What methods are you? How are you going about trying to get in contact with him? Because I'm sure this government would try to block that. I'm sure of that because they're in cahoots with France and Israel. And those are just the modern day Zionists, and they're really trying to get rid of Traoré. So how are you guys going about trying to communicate to him to let him know what's going on over here?
We set up an administrative team. So you know, we have people who reach out on behalf of the kingdom that we're creating. But and then also we go to embassies and things. But there's only so many people to reach out to that you get to someone as important as Ibrahim. So it's just been difficult to get his ear.
Yeah, I
That I
bet.
mean, that's really why we created this. You
Okay.
know, to get that publicity out. That of course we stand with what he's doing, and we also are on that same mission, just on the other side of the world.
Absolutely. I'm definitely interested in that. I just followed you guys, so definitely gonna be in tune. When you hopefully I can get notifications whenever you go live. Just I would say just stay vigilant. You know, stay positive, and if it's meant to be, it's gonna happen. It's definitely gonna happen because I know that a lot of people are starting to wake up. That's why there are a lot of stuff going on with this so-called P. Diddy situation in Hollywood. They're trying to distract us from what's really going on in Africa. What's really like they really trying to distract us. I don't even care nothing about that P. Diddy, none of that Hollywood stuff because that's all a distraction. Because what this guy's doing over there, he's not only trying to liberate Africa, but he's trying to liberate all Africans, descendants as well. And this is just the beginning. And I pray that the Creator protects Ibrahim Traoré in his administration because they killed Sankara. You know what I'm saying? And there's been several coups on his life, and he just found out some of his trusted inner circle, were paid by the French and so-called American government to poison him, and he's just exposed a culprit. So this is colonialism and imperialism at its finest, and this is what made the Republic of Rome. And we over here is just a subsidiary of Rome, because we have the same symbolic symbols on our money, the eagle, which was a symbol of Rome, and we have on the dollar bill. Then we have the representation of the slave or slaverature, or with the pyramids, because that's a representation of slavery. And all these symbolism has always been around us. And I think YahJew was the first one I heard on Clubhouse talking about the reparations, and had signed a document or a petition against Rome and what he did to us and what he did to the scriptures. So I'm all for that. And like I said, with this last pope dying, I don't think that's I don't think that's a coinky dink. So I'm really excited because really because you're so young, you guys are young and you guys are doing this, and so you're gonna get the hate, but just just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, much appreciated, brother. That's much appreciated. Yeah. Well, yeah, you see the website's right here, so feel free to hit us up. We have calls. And any information that might help you fill you in is definitely on the website. So
Definitely, I'm definitely gonna do that. I'm about to head out now, but you keep doing what you're doing, sister. Much love.
yeah, much love. Peace.
Peace.
Yep. Yep. All nations say that they're under God right now. It's not a single nation that don't got a God. Whether they worship, some of the nations even worship their ancestors, but that's still their God. That's still a God. Like, we don't have unity if we don't have some sort of God. Even atheists have a God. It's called logic. It's called facts. That's their God. So this is the time where that's the real God is being shown for all nations to be able to unify under it. The real God that everybody can agree on. And everybody had a little piece of it. They had a little Jesus piece of it, or a Muslim piece of it, or a tarot card, or a Hindu piece of it. But this is that time where all the whole fullness of God is being revealed and remembered for all nations. But yeah, it's definitely gonna start with Africa, because that's the motherland that's is being robbed right now. It gets treated as if it's the poorest. I mean, no. It's getting robbed because it is the richest nation. That's not for no coincidence. And it's not no coincidence that Africa got in this situation. Look how we've done each other. Look how we've done each other. It wasn't mainly European people who was crucifying Christ. It was mainly Africans crucifying Christ. People think it was just the Romans crucified Christ. Oh, the Romans got him. Nah, you niggas got him. Because he's your brother. Y'all have more of a problem with Christ because he's an African like you. That's the real prophecy that's going on right now. So this is a time where we're really remembering who we are, and Christ is on earth, clearing up that confusion, helping us to remember who we are, bringing that heaven on earth, that restoration, and uniting the kings. So I'll keep moving my head every once in a while so y'all can see the website, YahJew.com. I think I'll read the declaration every once in a while too. The declaration that YahJew made for all citizens of the earth, for all nations, especially to the leaders. Talking especially to the leaders right now. Who's gonna take a stance? Talking to all the soldiers. I'm talking to the guy in the chair. You know, they got us underestimating ourselves real bad right now. We feel like we can't build a government. It's really crazy the way that they tricked us, feeling like we can't build a government. Feeling like we can't restore Africa. It's not just gonna be protesting that restores Africa. You know, it's not just gonna be marching. It's not just gonna be marching that frees the people who's enslaved all over the world. It's not just gonna be marching. You know, it's real unity of the government, righteous, who can see that heaven on earth vision. That's what's gonna bring the peace. That's what's gonna bring the judgment on the wicked ones. That's what's gonna remove them from their seat, and that's what's being done right now. That's why you see our people moving and shaking. You see our people moving and shaking right now. Everybody's tired of this bullshit. You know, so we gotta stop denying the ones who are really putting in the work. Like the brother said, we gotta stop getting so distracted. We have gotta stop getting so distracted with all the traps and the tricks that they put in our face. You know, because what Ibrahim is doing is what we should be focused on. What YahJew is doing is what we should be focused on. You know, and these brothers got the same mission. These brothers do have the same mission. You know, one Africa. One Africa under nothing but God. Peace, righteousness. It's very simple. Like the stuff, when we think of heaven on earth, everybody thinks of the same thing. It don't even got to be explained, honestly. Like everybody knows what heaven on earth is. Everybody knows. It's not difficult. It only gets difficult when somebody's trying to take advantage of the people. That's how it got so difficult. That's why we feel like we can't do it. That's why a lot of people can't see it. But yeah, the people who can see it is the ones who are. That's what we doing over here in America as our part of the revolution. Is kicking out the 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 Roman soldier out of people's minds. It's like kicking out the Roman soldier out of the people's minds, because America is like America is like the Disney Channel of the world. That's kind of how I see it from being in America. Like it's It's like the Disney Channel of the world. So YahJew was kicking out the Disney Channel because a lot of nations for a while, the only time they would watch movies, it would be an American movie. You know, a lot of nations learn English, and that's the only other language that they know other than their own language is English because of America. You know, because of Great Britain. No, that's definitely for a reason. So what YahJew is doing over here is very similar to what Ibrahim is doing because YahJew is kicking out the Disney Channel. This is what's going to allow for the African Americans to take their part in the revolution, the mentality. African Americans have a big role in being that example to the world. The world really looks at African Americans because we're in America, and America has put a spotlight on us over here. You know, also us being Africans. So it's like, for us to be able to, for us to be able to go home and actually live the way that is natural to us. And you like when the African Americans stop on this bullshit over here and the Africans over there stop on that bullshit over there. Cause it's gonna be the Africans first. The other nations are robbing us for a reason. China is going over to Africa and robbing us. So, you know, we're the motherland is gonna be the first nation that you know, Africans are gonna be the first nation to go back to that natural state of being. And that's really what YahJew is bringing is that natural state of being back to the people. No more religion, no more Jesus, no more no more of the indoctrinations that keep us in Disneyland. Like a lot of people, they don't believe in the revolution. They're stuck in hoping and they're stuck in wishing. They don't actually believe in it because they don't see past the religions. They can't see past like, well, they could try to unite Africa, but the Muslims and Christians is never going to stop fighting because nobody came out the sky yet. So it's like they don't know. They people don't actually because if it was no religion, this whole thing would have been a lot easier. That's why you're supposed to wait on YahJew to do what he's doing. You were supposed to wait on the chosen one, wait on the Lord. You're supposed to I mean, damn, we had no choice but to look out for him because it's really not until our generation that we have the ability to fix the problem on this scale with this mass communication. You know, but also the confusion is so thick that it's like we had to wait on the one. This is just the most perfect time for the Messiah to be walking the earth. Is really what I'm saying. That this is the most important time for the Messiah to be walking the earth. You know that's why we're letting you know he's here. He is here. This is his face. Seek his voice. You know, if you're a discerner of spirits, you'll be able to hear where he's coming from. You'll be able to hear the purity in his voice. You'll be able to hear his intentions. You know, we're not trying to convince people, of course. He's a Messiah, y'all know it. People who've been listening, y'all know he's a Messiah, so we're not trying to convince you. You already know. You already know what it is. But the people who don't know, all they have to be doing is to be seeking for the truth, and then they're gonna find out. That's all they gotta be doing is seeking for the truth, and they're gonna find out. Oh my God, this is the one who's actually put in the work to heal the nations, and set apart from his brothers as the one teacher, as the one Lord who everyone is waiting on to be as the I am. Everyone is waiting, and he showed up for us. He laid down his life. Yep. So go read the declaration, sign the petition. I think I'm gonna read the declaration. We got 2 up there now. One is right here. One sec. Let me see if I can get rid of these comments. Okay, well. It says, YahJew Judah. Oh, wait. Greetings to living humanity. YahJew Judah petition and global declaration. Greetings of peace and salutations. I am the one called the great counselor of the house of David, elect of God, high priest, king of kings, lord of lords, Christ, YahJew Judah. I, YahJew Judah, hereafter referred to as Christ, whose abode is in Atlanta, Georgia, in occupation of providing spiritual support and guidance to the masses. An occupation of providing spiritual support and guidance to the masses. Request arbitration in your court. The issues to be heard are the judgment against the British Empire for heresy, the restoration of the legitimate government of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the restoration of the Solomonic dynasty, and the return of artifacts, relics that were stolen during Great Britain's siege of Magdala in 1868. So we've had a petition. YahJew started, and the council started a petition. What was this? I don't know, but he started this petition, man, for returning these artifacts that come from Ethiopia. When you look into what they stole from Ethiopia, you'll know exactly all about King David and the Solomonic dynasty. That's our kingdom that they stole from. That's that King of Kings throne that Christ comes in the prophecy and Christ restores. Saints will judge the world. So, other issues that require hearing also pertain to the repatriation and redress for the displacement of the descendants of prisoners of war acquired during the scramble for Africa. I humbly request your assistance in these matters and eagerly await your response. Your humble servant of God, Christ YahJew Judah. So it says the repatriation and redress for the displacement of the descendants of prisoners of war acquired during the scramble for Africa. So we know what the scramble for Africa is. That's when they cut up Africa like a, like a pizza pie, and then they made it what they wanted to make it, and they created a diaspora. And by they, I mean the colonizer, because, Africans have to get back to taking accountability for what happened to Africa. Africans absolutely need to take accountability for what happened to Africa, or we ain't getting nowhere as Africa ever. That's like not even how things work. You have to take accountability. There's no way they could have done what they did if we didn't help them. If we didn't want them to. Some of us. But yeah, we did have a King of Kings. Throne, and that's why the Bible actually comes from Africa, and that's why the Bible actually comes from Africa, and the prophecy is about the restoration. Put it back. So yeah, you can see in the declaration that he's requesting for the assistance to, that's that Exodus. That's that Exodus where the children go home. That's that all of the Lord's prayers will be answered. All of the Lord's petitions will be granted. Y'all go to the website and check out the petition. All of the Lord's petitions will be granted. What else was it? Oh yeah, that's that when Moses and he pleads with Pharaoh. Y'all know Moses made a plea with Pharaoh. Moses literally went up to Pharaoh and said, "Let the people go." He didn't storm the Vatican like y'all want him to storm the Vatican with his gun and an army. He didn't storm the Vatican with a gun and an army in the book. He petitioned and he said, "Let the people go." And Pharaoh had a hard heart because God made his hard heart as rock and said, "Nah, you're gonna have to get them across the sea if you want them gone. If you want them free, you're gonna have to split the sea and lead them out yourself. I ain't letting nobody go." That's what happened in the book, and that's what's happening now with YahJew. It's up to YahJew and the people who are coming to him. That's it. It's not up to the colonizer to free us. It's up to the people to want to be free. I'm forgetting what background I used. I don't know if y'all can see me. Oh, yeah. There's only one Christ at a time. It's like, you know, it says there's one teacher. There's one, there's like every time you see in nature, there's always one chief. There's always one king. There's always one queen. There's always that one that's like the glue that holds everyone else together. Or just, or not even, even on like a lower level, um, you know, it's like, don't nobody know what to eat. And then we looking around, it's like, all right, so who's gonna pick a restaurant? Like, just who's we got a mystery. Who's gonna crack the code? Who's gonna figure it out? Who's gonna pass the test? People have idolized Christ so much. They don't, they're so far from what Christ's purpose actually is, which is to free the people. Christ's purpose is to free the people, y'all. If you're not thinking about freeing the people, you won't see him. I promise you that you won't see him. If you're not thinking about what's best for your people, you're not gonna see Christ. That's why it didn't feel so good in church, because they didn't care about what was best for the people. They cared about other shit. They cared about what made the church look good. If they cared about what was best for the people, the churches, all the churches that's in your ghetto, rundown hood, all the churches on every single corner would have came together with all of their money and completely restored the neighborhood because they got it. But they don't. And you know they don't. Oh, sorry. I'm about to get my shirt now, brother. see us stand for all over the world. Us stand for all over the world. It is really gonna is thank you. That should be better. I guess if I turn off my Wi-Fi. Appreciate it. Yeah, y'all.
Hello.
Peace and blessings.
What?
I said peace and blessings.
Thank you, thank you. You too. I would like to know what is this? The ideology, the movement?
It's to restore Africa. By getting rid of the religions, and unifying unifying leadership without religion. So yeah.
Is there any like organized movement for this?
Yeah, this is our leader YahJew. So he's trying to he started the movement about 10 years ago. He's been gathering leaders for this government that he's building for the restoration. Yes, I'll put it in the comments. YahJew. That's his name. Oh, there's a W at the end. I'm sorry. YahJew. This is the website too.
I found him. I found him.
So
Thank you for the explanation.
yes, you're welcome. Yeah, there's great information at the website, and you can also contact us once you understand, and if you want to join the fight.
Sure.
Okay. People don't really understand that what we're doing is prophetic, like, and that's a big reason why people lack a lot of belief. You know, like the Gentiles, and people think Gentiles is white people or European people. Gentiles is non-believers. So people who don't believe in the revolution are the Gentiles. That's who the Gentiles are, is people who don't believe in the revolution. In the book. So I'm a read because everybody loves this book so much. Oh damn. 1 second. Okay. So yeah, the Gentiles are not European people. The Gentiles are people who don't believe in the revolution. Don't let them people trick you. So this is Psalms 20:5. It says, "May we shout for joy over your victory. In the name of our God, set up our banners. May we shout for joy over our victory. In the name of our God, set up our banners." So you see all these banners about the revolution. You see all this energy about what God is doing on the earth to free the people, which can only be a work of God. And YahJew is the seed that started that. You know, like Africa was bound to rise, but it needed YahJew's leadership, or the house would always fall again. It needed the anointed one who was able to, you know, and people have to understand this is what God is doing. You know, it's no mistake that God chose YahJew. Like, don't be offended, y'all. And we needed YahJew's leadership to be able to for this house to never fall. Like, when Africa is restored, Africa is not going to fall. When the world is brought peace, the world is not going to fall. The war is about to stop, and it's not going to fall because God is intervening, because the Lord that the world is waiting on is actually in the flesh. The Lord the world is waiting on. When the Lord came, it wasn't going to be no more convincing. It said that the house was never going to fall. So and that's why he comes to break down those other things that people believe in. People believe that Christ already came 2,000 years ago, that Jesus already came 2,000 years ago, and the kingdom fell. Since he's been gone, it's just been gotten worse and worse since he came. That's what people believe in. And the stories don't add up. The stories don't add up for a reason. But yeah, it says, "May he grant you your heart's desires and fulfill all your plans. May he shout for joy over your victory. May we shout for joy over your victory. And in the name of our God, set up our banners. May the Lord fulfill all your petitions." So, may the Lord fulfill all your petitions. This is like a request that's being made to the people right now. Accept God so that God can save you. Accept God so that God can set the people free. Accept God so that, you know, we can return to the glorious state that we used to walk in. Accept God. That's what God is playing with the people. Come home. God is playing with the people right now. Come home, so that we can Um, and coming home specifically is unity. And the Lord is in the midst, so it's no confusion about where the one house of God actually is. The Lord is in the midst, so now coming home to God is actually possible, and it's never been so easy. So all we got to do is petition. All we got to do is petition to our people to unify, because the world is not going to be free until we get rid of these religions. It's simply not. And YahJew has already cracked the code about what's wrong with the religions, so we just need to hearken unto his voice. We just need to seek his face, because he already cracked the code about what's wrong with every single religion. He's made it so plain to see. It's so like clear. A baby could understand how the Muslims are lying at this point. And a baby could understand how the Christians are lying and the Hebrew Israelites are lying if you just have a open mind and a pure heart. Everything will be very clear how they've been lying because of what YahJew has been saying. And that's gonna allow for the unity of the world under the one creator that created us. It won't be no more confusion of the religions. It'll just be us and God again. No confusion in language. Oh, God is called Jesus. God is called this God. No, it'll just be us and our creator. No confusion with the titles and the images, because YahJew is removing the devil from the earth forever with wisdom that could have only come from God. Yeah, you tell people Christ is on earth right now and they really don't want to hear it. You tell people that we got a plan right now and they really don't want to hear it. You tell people you tell people we have a solution to all the issues that are going on in the world right now, and they don't want to hear it. You know, like when I first encountered the Messiah on TikTok, it you know, I wasn't so it was really just the crucifixion that made it very clear how badly what he's doing needs to be done. The crucifixion was how I knew. You know, because when other people do good things, you will usually like what he's been doing is he has a judgment against the Roman Catholic Church and the British Empire for all of the religions that keep us in bondage. He has a judgment against them. Facts on what they did, and facts that can be used against them in court. All the religions are false. They don't have the authority to have these nations robbing us anymore. They don't have that authority. But his brothers are hating on him. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense why his brothers are hating on him. But they are. You know, so that really piqued my interest. I'm like what are they doing so wrong as a movement? Because this is a movement. This is the same thing that you know, like Ibrahim Traoré is trying to do. To unify Africa, to free Africa. This is the exact same thing. So what's all the because of who he's saying that he is? The audacity to do everything that Christ is doing, but he's not allowed to say that he's Christ. That's like saying Marcus Garvey did everything that he did, but he's not allowed to call himself a revolutionary. But yeah, the thing that everyone is waiting for, like this is what's so dope about the truth is what everyone is waiting for is inevitable anyway. Everyone is waiting for heaven, and that's inevitable. Everyone is waiting for I don't know, their prophet to show up. Everybody is waiting for their prophet to show up. That's inevitable. Now it's not going to be how you imagined it. And I only know that it's inevitable because he's already here. Krishna, people are waiting on. Isa, people are waiting on. Jesus, people are waiting on. It's already here. Whatever you're waiting on, it's already here. The leader, at least, of it is already here. When it comes to the unity and the togetherness, that's just the one thing that we are waiting on. The one thing that we're waiting on is the togetherness and the unity of the movement. We're not waiting on Jesus anymore because he's already here. This is just about the gathering of the elect. Because you already got people who are ready to be kings and queens. You already got people who are prepared for that leadership position in heaven. We just have to get these people on the same accord. We just gotta understand what the new song is. YahJew is Christ in the flesh, and he will be he is he's the meeting place for all the leaders to come together for this for this great day to be fulfilled.
Hi,
Peace to you.
how you doing?
I'm good.
Good. What's the debate today? What are we talking about?
Well, I'm here for a movement. I'm here representing a movement that YahJew Judah has started. So
That's your boyfriend or a husband?
no, neither.
Okay.
He's the leader of the movement.
Oh, but Ibrahim started it, right? Ibrahim Traoré.
No. What YahJew is doing, he's in America. But he does have the same intention of restoring Africa, uniting Africa. So this
Then
is
he should come visit Africa. He should come see it.
yeah, that's the plan. We're building a government right now.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Can a Muslim person join?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Do you,
yeah,
do you ever heard of Ethiopian? Do you know Ethiopians?
yeah. Many of us are gonna relocate to Ethiopia.
Oh yeah, you guys are more than welcome.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
when you guys are coming.
You said when?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know that. That depends on us gathering our government.
True. And who's your government? United States?
It's gonna be um it's really gonna be unifying all of Africa. So we're restoring the Solomonic dynasty and David's throne. That's in Ethiopia.
Oh, that's good. That's very good. I'm happy for you guys. Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
I apologize, Mohaz. Let me see if you're still in here. I am sincerely sorry about that. Yeah. YahJew Judah is the Messiah that God chose in our generation. So the Messiah came in our generation. The Messiah came in our generation, not in the past, in our generation. He's here now. He's doing the damn thing. So, and then what is the damn thing? It has to do with, the throne of David in Ethiopia. It has to do with, it has to do with the prophecy, the unsealing of it. You know, because no one was actually worthy to go in this book like they think they was. People can't actually go in the Bible like they think they can go in the Bible. So they don't know how to free the people, which is what God in Christ frees the people. God in Christ reveals God to bring the people back to God. People don't know how to do this just by reading the book, just by going to church and listening to somebody that's not Christ. They don't know how to do it. They'll drive themselves crazy trying to do it. Because you're not God in Christ who's supposed to free the people. So people really get beside themselves, and they get very, very far from the actual purpose. That's why they didn't tell us about David's throne, where I'm from. Some people in Ethiopia don't even know about the Solomonic dynasty. You know, so great deception. That's why they said he's coming out of the sky, so that they could rule on the earth. While everyone on the earth is looking up in the sky. And it's simply a king that's going to be talking over their heads. Simply that. Like, isn't that hilarious? This is something that you have witnesses telling you, that the king is walking the earth and he's just talking over people's heads. He's not coming out of the sky. He's talking over people's heads. Like, that's hilarious. So the mysteries of the Bible are being unsealed right now by YahJew and his council. So we invite everybody to go check out the website at YahJewJudah.com, which is right here. Go to the website, and once you read through all the information, you read the declaration, you checked out Emperor Zatu and you know what Marcus Garvey and how these people paved the way for what YahJew was doing. You know, if you understand, we would love for you to be in contact and, you know, to join this fight for unity, for the leaders to come together and restore Africa on one accord, on one accord under God, which is that's so important, y'all. That's what's most important to us, is God. So we have to be on one accord when it comes to God, or else we're not going to be on one accord. Like, it'll never happen if we're not on one accord when it comes to God. People have got to understand that. And that's what YahJew sacrifices for. And that's why he has nowhere to lay his head, because he can't go up in no in no church and tell the truth without being crucified, because he's Christ. Like, if I go in a church and not tell the truth, the pastor's gonna be like, oh yeah, I mean, you saying some smart stuff. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you should go to theology school and you should be a pastor like me. You know, we need young pastors like y'all. But I tell him I'm Christ. You said you who? and then I'm the Antichrist. So YahJew, even though that's what's going on. Like, even though he's bringing the enlightenment that the people need, he's in the jealousy seat, because they have an issue with you know, they just don't understand that they just don't understand positions, you know. It's all types of reasons that he's in the jealousy seat, and none of them make sense. None of them make sense, because most people don't even want to be Christ. You know, like, most people don't want to be the King of Kings. They just want the King of Kings to win. But they like deep down they don't want to be the King of Kings, but they also do want to be the King of Kings. Like they want the glory that the King of Kings gets. They want the I don't know. They want something that the King of Kings has. That's why they have an issue with YahJew being the King of Kings. They want something that the King of Kings has. But it's not for them, so they'll never get it. You're never gonna be the high priest in your generation unless you're YahJew. So, you know, why don't you why don't you just keep your eyes open for God? What God is doing. You know, because we don't need more Christ right now. We need more saints. We need 144. That's what's needed right now is the saints. We need the kings and the queens. For as much as we've been saying that we're kings and queens, we need the kings and queens. We don't need more Christ. We don't need more we don't need more Antichrist and more you know, people saying that they're Christ, we need more saints. Who are gonna stand beside the man with the plan. We need more soldiers. You know, because he's here. He's already here. So that part, you know, the bread's on the table. It's always hot. You know. The sacrifice is there, you know. You can see what he's been doing going years back. We just need soldiers you know, who are going to recognize it and support it. Who can see the vision of how this is the betterment of the world, is this unity under one God. How can you say that nobody agrees with what he's saying about the Bible if you have all these saints who are testifying that he's the one in the Bible that it's written about? Like, how can you say that? You got many witnesses, Mr. Carrie B. You're a witness yourself, Mr. Carrie B. Like, the crowd of, you know it was an angry mob that followed Jesus everywhere he went, right? Just like he had disciples who followed him everywhere he went, he also had a crowd of angry mob that followed him everywhere he went. That's like, it's a scripture for y'all, so you don't defile yourselves. It's a scripture that says, if their movement is from God, you won't be able to stop them. If it's not from God, it will fail for sure. But if it's from God, you're fighting God, so leave them people alone. It says to leave us alone. Because we're really coming for the establishment of the kingdom of heaven on earth. Like, you know, if you just want to be a distraction, you haven't took the time to read what we have going on, leave. You're embarrassing yourself, and you're just being disgraceful to your people right now. It's disrespect. Jesus wouldn't like it. So leave us alone so that we can focus on people who are serious about nation building, so that we can actually reach them. And let the Holy Spirit work through them. Yep. Heaven on earth is inevitable. Heaven on earth is inevitable, but who is going to put in the work? Because it takes work to get real kings and queens together. Not everybody is a king and a queen. No, not everybody is able to you know, take that position and handle it. So and it's the same thing with when it comes to God. Not everyone's able to testify about God. Not everybody can say that God touched me. So we have to clear up that confusion so that order can be established in the world. So that we have the right revolution. So that what we're building never falls. By getting the right people. I'm just holding my phone like this because it's charging. Yeah, Africa can't be free, y'all. And the world can't be free until the religions are done away with. The religions are the tool of colonization. And all the religions been exposed by YahJew, by the man with the sword. By the man with the fire. With the lightning. with the majesty of God. They've been exposed. Like little old me, I didn't care about looking into all the religions because it was just too complicated for me, right? But he made it very simple to me how all the religions are lying. Like the Muslims, they don't make no more sense no more. The Christians don't make no more sense no more. Nobody do. Because YahJew made it make sense. This is how I know everybody's lying. No, and then that's exactly how they had us. They had us so divided, splitting us up in these different mentalities, different deities. Now you got your brothers and sisters at war over something that's not even real. But didn't it say that he was going to get rid of all the idols in the land? Somebody had to figure out that the whole world is trapped. Or how was we ever going to get free? You know, how is the fighting ever going to stop until all the religions are proven false? This is what YahJew has been doing, and it's not like, you know, when he was awakened and he understood the truth, it wasn't instant that people caught on. Not at all. You know, so this is a process of the purification of the you know, he's Christ, he's on earth, the purification of us, the witnesses, and then the purification of the world. Like, oh my God, Christ is here. Two resurrections. He's cracked the code. This is what they did to us. This is how they tricked us. Everybody and their mama, this is how they tricked us. And you know, this is what we do. Now that we got out the cage, now we can just live free. That's it. It's really that simple. We got out the cage so we can roam free. We uncolonized the kings and the queens. We reestablished our government. We train our own soldiers. We create our own schools. You know, like, then things are just gonna be things are gonna be good. But we just gotta get on the same page about God. Everybody has to have the same one desire. Yeah, everybody just has to have the same one desire. Which is oneness with God. And that's going to lead you to the leader among you. And, you know, I'm telling you he's here. Many other witnesses of YahJew are telling you that he's here. So yeah, y'all. YahJew.com. Heaven coming down to earth. Heaven coming down to earth. YahJew.com. If you're a warrior for your people, go to YahJew.com. If you're a seeker for the truth, go to YahJew.com. If you believe in God, go to YahJew.com. If you're ready for revolution, go to YahJew.com. If you're sick and tired of the devil, go to YahJew.com. This is really where it's at. This is really the highest place on the earth. So, this is a gathering for the house of God. This is a great gathering that is going to lead to the freeing of the people, because we're not supposed to be gathering everybody right now. I'm sorry, I gotta go do something. But YahJew.com, y'all. Again, this is the revolution, y'all. YahJew.com. But yeah, some did come up. So go to the website, y'all. And peace and blessings.